What's going on, guys? It's Jordy Builds back in another video. Today I'm super excited to be overvolting this MX350. We're going to be using our Jordy Builds 36V Overvolt kit, as well as a 36V lithium battery from Amazon. It is the CAO battery. We have a DIN connector wired on our controller to match the battery. So let's get our battery unboxed, get the bike torn down, and get started. So over here we have our controller, we have our throttle, and then over here we have our key switch and voltmeter. Here's our battery, so let's go ahead and get it unboxed. Nice, got a little thing of instructions here. We obviously know how to do that already. Always keep your battery foam. This is really good foam to use, and we'll probably end up using it today. There she is. So this is a CAO 36V 10 amp hour lithium battery. You can see we have our DIN connector lead here, as well as our charge port lead. So let's go ahead and get the bike torn down and get ready to install this bad boy. All right, guys, first things first, let's go ahead and start taking off the plastics. So we got one bolt up here, if we can get it out here. One bolt here. Two here. Now we should be able to take the plastics off, just like so. Looks like we still got a connector on our on-off switch we gotta take off. All right, guys, started pouring, so we had to take a break, but now it is not. So let's go ahead and get these connectors off of our on-off switch. Just gotta pull those off. Just like so. Now we got our plastics or our seat off. Now what we're gonna do is take out all of these screws for our battery box here. Boom, just like that. Let's grab our last bolt. And here is our stock 24-volt setup. So you can see the 24-volt controller here. A set of 12-volt batteries here, so it's 12 volts and 12 volts, 24 in series. Let's work on getting this stuff out, and we will work on getting our Overvolt kit in. So let's get the stock controller out. Just like that. We're gonna go ahead and cut this zip tie. It's holding a lot of this stuff together. We're gonna go ahead and cut this one too. This is our throttle. I'm gonna unplug that. Now we can pull our stock throttle out. The yellow and blue wires are your motor wires. We will obviously be using that connector. This is a brake cutoff switch. We will not be using this one. Matter of fact, we will probably cut it off at the brake here, just so we have less wires. Use it. So that is another wire we can have out. Now we just have our brake line. And then finally, we have our batteries here. Now we can get our batteries out. All right, just like that, we got our junk stock batteries out. Let's go ahead and set these aside and work on getting our new stuff installed. So now we are going to take our key switch and voltmeter and go ahead and slide it on. And now we will also be taking our throttle and sliding it on as well. So make sure our throttle's pushed all the way on. See where we want to mount everything here. Probably something like that. So we will go ahead and tighten up our throttle first. Just like that. Now we will go ahead and tighten up our key switch. All right. Throttle and key switch. Nice. So now we are going to go ahead and run our wires through the front number plate, just like the stock wires were ran. Just like that. They don't look too bad, and we can put that split loom back on or use a zip tie or two, and that'll look good. All right, let's see how we are going to mount our battery here. I would like to retain the stock battery box if I can, but it's already looking like we might not be able to. Ooh, wait a second here. So that is not bad. That would leave us a little room for cushion here and a little room for cushion here. We do have the battery mounted. You can see it zip tied here, not going anywhere. We do have it surrounded in foam. I always suggest that. Make sure that it's not rubbing against metal anywhere at any time. Before we go too much farther, we're gonna go ahead and take a little bit of soapy water and a rag and wipe the bike down because our motor and everything's a little dirty. So we're gonna clean it up before we install more stuff. Then we will install the controller. plug in our key switch voltmeter and our throttle, and then go from there. All right, looking much better already. Now we are going to take our controller, mount it underneath the battery here. We'll zip tie that all down. We will get our battery plugged in. This is for our motor here. And then you can see we have our 3-pin for our throttle. Our red and green will go to our electric key lock, which is going to be the red and blue. Just like that. And then the single black wire will go to the gauge port for the ground. Just like so. And then our 3-pin for our throttle. Once we have our battery boxes on, these should be able to come in here. We will zip tie our wires up here so everything's nice and neat. And then we have our charge port up here. So it's definitely going to be a tight fit, but I do believe we will make it work. So we'll have to tuck in this corner here. Get this lined up. And it should push on with a little effort. Something like that. Let's see if we can get the other side on. So for the charge port, I just took out the stock charge port and I'm just going to run this one right through, just like so. So we're gonna go ahead and get this side on and then we should be ready to go. Just like that. We got everything tidied up in the battery box. So like we said, let's go ahead and zip tie our wires here. And then I believe our motor's good, that's not going anywhere. And then we'll just run our brake underneath the battery box here and we should be good. All right, we probably should have done this beforehand, but let's see if we have power. So it looks like we are at 40.3 volts. Yes, sir. Brakes work great. Everything looks like it's working good. Let's get our seat back on. Just like that, that ain't going nowhere. Hey guys, this is kind of last second, but I did want to throw it in there. So we did actually just install a potentiometer for this customer as well. The bike was a little too fast for their kid. So you can see if we tilt the bike here, so we get the tire off the ground. Throttle fully twisted, we got nothing. And if we adjust it here, sorry, doing it one-handed. That's just slightly turned around. You can see we're going pretty slow. If we turn it up a little bit more, a little bit above half speed, we'll turn it all the way up now. Just like that. So this just runs in line with the throttle. It just plugs into the throttle plug and then into the throttle itself in between the controller and the throttle. Super easy to install, but figured I'd show you guys. This is the bike. Looks and works great. Let's go ahead and take it on a little test ride. All right guys, so this is the test ride for the MX350. We're at 39 volts, so not a full charge, but we're gonna go on a little test ride here. So going over the full setup again. This is a newer gen MX350. I personally like the first gens that have full suspension, but those are rare and hard to find, so not a lot of people have those. Anyway, this is a stock 24 volt bike, obviously, upgraded to a 36 volt controller, variable speed throttle, key switch and voltage gauge, as well as a 36 volt lithium battery. The lithium battery is the CAOMM battery off of Amazon. The full Overvolt kit is the Jordy Builds kit that I sell personally. A link to everything, like I said, will be linked down below. If you guys have drum brakes that don't work as well as this one does, or you just want to upgrade in general, my buddy Matt, sorry if I butcher your last name, my buddy Matt Buyrak, it's B-U-Y-A-K. He sells disc brake adapters for MX350s, pocket mods, first gen and newer gen. I will leave his contact info down below as well. I believe it's his Instagram page that he has. Great seller. I've worked with him personally on the first gen MX350 kit for disc brakes, and that was successful. I actually have a video on my YouTube channel of that as well. But so far, this MX350 is handling this really well. This thing is definitely a little beast. I'm really happy with it. I'm also really happy with the CAOMM batteries. Some people pronounce them KO or KIO, whatever you want to call it. I just call them CAOMM batteries. But anyway, packaged really well. On top of The charger looks pretty decent quality. Everything looks wired right. Everything looks wired well. Everything is heat shrunk like it should be. So I'm really happy with the battery. I hope you guys are happy with the Overvolt kits. I also have a 48V Overvolt kit that works great on like the MX500s or the Beliza. I just did a video on my Beliza here recently and worked out really well. So our app says we rode 2 miles. We had a max speed of 28 miles an hour. That was more than likely downhill. You usually will see a max speed of 18 to 24 miles an hour, depending on your weight as well as the terrain, how much air you have in your tires, stuff like that. Really happy with the CAO battery, like I mentioned, and the kit works great. I really love the key switch and voltage gauge. It really just makes your bike entirely different and just really feels like it's custom and modded out. I really appreciate you guys watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you leave a like if you did enjoy and subscribe with the bell notifications on. I'm super excited to post a lot more content here coming up. We have part 2 of the MX500 coming. We'll also have probably some more crazy kart videos here soon, as well as a couple other videos. We're going to be using another vest controller here soon, and we might be picking up a electric moped. More to come on that here soon, so make sure you stay tuned for that as well. Like I said, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next video, and have a great day.